Yeah, yeah, wake up all of my people. Hey, hey. एक जिन सोचो हेरा के भई रहेछ यहाँ इतिहास जरी नयाँ युगको बन्दैछ यहाँ.
Wake up with us.
Well, I'm sure you already woke up. But this is the Bronze Club's third episode on Monday.
Yep.
How are you today, Santi?
I'm doing good.
I'm sure you are. And
How are you? What did you do yesterday?
me? Oh, nothing much. Just work and sleep. And then I woke up this morning. I would say thank you for the breakfast, the McDonald's breakfast,
No problem.
which we discussed last week on Wednesday that it's one of the best breakfasts in the whole world, and
Exactly.
we had it this morning. And we're lucky.
Is that why we're feeling good today?
Might be.
It's the magic of the food that changes our mood.
Well, I suppose so. Well, how about you? How was your day last day?
Yesterday I went shopping with my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
He had to buy a suit.
Why?
Basically, just
Why are you laughing? Did you drink some coffee?
Sorry, I was just reading some text. This Wednesday he has a job interview coming up.
Really? Whereabouts
Yeah.
again? Oh yeah, you said. Oh yeah.
Well,
you
basically,
said New
there's some
Ground.
companies are coming to school, so this is like his official job interview.
Oh, he's
So,
going to college, right?
he's doing his GCSE
No,
Right
he's
now.
gonna go college.
college next year.
Okay, so he's just looking for a part-time job.
No, basically, companies are coming to school,
Uh-huh.
and they're just gonna, it's like, I guess they're trying to help them, the
Yeah, it's a milk
students.
around. I know what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
help
but
them
like,
with the interview and all that. And so so that's why he's really excited. So
yeah, it's a great opportunity. Like, I had it's not in school, but in college, I had like a lot of companies were coming down there, and then they caught on attention of one of the guy.
yeah,
And with EasyJet, it's a it's a budget airline.
yep.
And then he applied for he gave them the CV to them, and then they're very impressed with his, the commitment and all that sort of thing. So they decided to hire him on the spot.
Yeah.
And he is now currently, like, he finished his university, and he's already, like, part of the EasyJet. He's in the managerial. So it's been about
Wow.
almost 5 years he's been working there. So it's like, it's a great way to build up your
Well, I
career
didn't
from
know
there
about this
onwards.
because, you see, I never went to school here in UK.
Not just in school, they come in university, they come in college, everywhere.
I never went to one of those.
Every year.
I never went to one of those. So yeah, that's what happened, and hopefully,
It's a very good time if you are looking for, like, a volunteer jobs,
yeah, he is actually.
So it's a very good opportunity to go and have a look.
He's very, very concerned about what he want to do next.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Noggin is.
Well, he is, isn't it? But anyway, he's grown up, so how are you feeling about your
I feel
oh man.
it just hit me like yesterday that he's only 15.
I know.
He's turning 16 next month. Yeah, on
Really?
Christmas Day.
Okay.
And it just hit me like, oh my god, he'll be an adult soon and he wouldn't need me anymore. So yeah, I was 8 years old when he was born, so I practically
Yeah.
like
You raised him.
I
basically.
raised him. So it's that funny feeling. So anyways, today
Moving on, yeah.
on this show,
Today, like every Monday, we're going to talk about a few things, maybe a bit more serious things, but we'll try to keep it a bit light-hearted. But the headline, so before we go on a break, the first break, we're going to go,
This is what's coming up.
Yeah,
what's coming up
next?
is
after the break.
Anuradha Koirala. She recently received Mother Teresa Award. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Anuradha Koirala, and I think we already posted on our Facebook that we're going to talk about this. It's promised we're going to talk about although it's a bit late, Indira Rana Magar's.
Yes, Indira Rana Magar was in UK
Yeah.
last
couple of
week.
days late. I really wanted to
And
go there, but she didn't.
She did an interview with Radio Rhino.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, she did an interview with Radio Rhino, and it's unfortunate that we weren't able to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, we'll be talking more about Indira Rana Magar and her. She won an award just last month, but we'll be talking more in depth because I think a lot of people do not know who she is and what she does. So it's really important
She's not
that
in the mainstream yet.
we highlight her great work.
Indeed, we do. Next in the headline, I have chosen about a 5-year-old girl who was raped by a 12-year-old child, a boy.
Both child.
Both of them are children, indeed. And obviously, as usual, the victim is still not been given any justice. We will talk about this in more details. It might be a bit disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Given the fact that the girl is so young and it's been almost 3.5 years.
The world is crazy. The world is going crazy. That's all I know. How is that even possible? Anyways, moving on to some lighter news. Susmita Sen, the legendary, she was in Nepal, and we're going to talk about why she was in Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, Kim K paper magazine cover. We're going to talk about the feedbacks that people been giving her on online, and we're also gonna tell you how much she reportedly got paid for that nude cover.
Wow. If you get paid that amount, I think I would do it as well. Unless my body is not worth that much.
And then on social issues, we're going to talk about the retired Gurkhas' life here in the UK and how they are living here. And on the final, we might even talk about what's happening in Nepal right now. Well, happened just recently. I believe it was 2 days ago. It happened. Police are arresting students in school uniform who are bunking school to go watch a movie. And then we're gonna tell you who is supporting this and who is not supporting this.
And are we gonna talk about the funeral of Alok Nemang in the celebrity
If we
gossip?
can today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll talk about it on the Wednesday show. We have lots and lots to talk about.
So many news coming down, guys. So
many topics that we want to touch. So, anyways, come to us after the break.
Yeah, the first song is gonna be
I'm gonna play The Weeknd, Wicked Games. If you know me, you know I love The Weeknd. So after the break, we'll be talking more. Bye.
bye.
Why didn't you even say bye?
I don't know. See you soon. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to the Brunch Club. Welcome back. You're listening to the Brunch Club, Radio Rhino. This is me, Shanti.
I'm Jamuna.
And Sonia, unfortunately, she's still sick, so we're giving off a week. So hopefully she'll get back soon.
Yeah.
She'll feel better.
Hopefully, so you're feeling better, and
I know she's listening to us.
Hopefully. But okay, as we said, we're gonna move on to the daily news now. The first news I've taken out is the
Anuradha!
Koirala. Yep. This news article is taken from the Himalayan Times. The headline reads as Mother Teresa Award conferred on Koirala. Okay. Anuradha Koirala has been awarded with the Harmony Foundation's prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial International Award for Social Justice 2014. That's a great
She just
award
keeps getting
she just
better
received.
and better
Exactly.
and better.
Every time, I just have a huge respect for her as a fellow woman and as a fellow human being,
You know, I spoke about this about 5-6 years ago, that we do not really have female inspiration Nepali ke.
Mm.
But I could say that Anuradha is the one inspiration that we can all get inspired
We all
from.
can relate to, exactly.
Because when you think about it, we really do not have that.
We don't
much.
have any, like, especially in the
Apart-
media industry.
Apart from, not even media.
किनभने like हुन्छ नि
Apart from your moms and your aunties and your sisters and maybe the dokanko pasalko auntie or your neighbors or something, but we do not have that
everyone can relate to, everyone knows के अब यस्तो हुन्छ normally like अब एउटा if we think about female empowerment, we like media मा बढी आएको मान्छेहरुको हुन्छ नि त. For example, if we think about Western women empowerment, we will automatically think about Angelina Jolie,
Beyonce.
Well, really,
Hey, Beyonce is God.
she is, but I don't know about the female empowerment. Okay.
No, she doesn't empower female by through her music.
Yeah, she does.
Because like when you listen to music, you feel you feel sexy, you feel confident. And this is that no.
No, I love her music, but I'm talking about like more I don't know, physical support rather than just the all the.
No, but obviously empowering भनेको there's. Everyone को फाल्टो फाल्छ नि त.
I know, but then still, like, when I think about Angelina Jolie role, how strong her characters are, it just makes you feel like film roles or how strong her characters are. It just feels like, oh my god, I wish I can be such a cool life as well. Still feeling
but
like was real life ma pani she leads such a genuine lifestyle, and she goes to so many places. She's a great mother. But she's doing so many philanthropic things activities, and I don't think Beyonce has done those sort of things.
No, but then it's okay. Beyonce and Jay-Z. Well, Beyonce, if you're just talking about Beyonce, she does donate money and this and that. But the thing is, her music and her personality, a singer, Beyonce, the artist, that overpowers everything.
Okay.
But anyways, everyone finds inspiration. I'm trying to speak, woman. Exactly. Everyone finds inspiration in different ways. Okay?
Different ways, that's true.
So yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, like about Western we have those kind of inspirations provided, that are like about. उसमा चाहिँ नेपाली कम्युनिटीमा चाहिँ there is hardly anyone, like last week के त हामीले कुरा गर्दाखेरि नेपाली मिडियामा चाहिँ female empowerment गर्ने कोही पनि छैन भन्छ. And you said like what's her name again?
Malvika
Subba. Yeah. Well, she's one of the prime example, तर उ पनि त्यति साह्रो उस्तै छैन नि त.
No, I was talking about 500 वर्ष अगाडि के 500 वर्ष अगाडि मैले सोच्दाखेरि we didn't really have that much. अनि त्यसरी sorry with that knowledge, I actually went to Nepal to do some work, to shoot something. I can't say much because I might be doing it soon. To do something about that. And I did even, contact a lot of people. Pre-production period ma gairaheko थियो. So basically, I was about to shoot a documentary, just focusing on female entrepreneurs or female inspiration, and that was about to range from मेरो साथीको घरमा driver को बुढी she does farming, this and that, agriculture, त्यहाँदेखि लिएर to woman in fashion who owns one of the biggest retailing shop, देखि लिएर to women who are actually in charge of magazines देखि लिएर to Anuradha Koiral, this and that. So it just came up to me like, oh, we do not really have that. जो चाहिँ यस्तो अब आइरहेछ नामहरु जस्तो लाएर Yeah, I guess
but now we have it. We can proudly say
yes, we have another one, and her name is
Indira Rana Magar.
Yes.
And she is obviously, I think she's been in this charity social work for a long time, almost 20 years, I think. Yeah, almost 20 years. But sadly, she hasn't been recognized much. Sadly, she hasn't been recognized much by the. But sadly, she hasn't been recognized for her all the works, mostly because she's doing a very niche market, which is looking after the prisoner children, like children from the prisons and all. This was something very new to the table, I think. I mean,
It's something Pushpa Bosnet is doing as well.
she's doing as well, but
I think everyone's doing आफ्नो बाट सबैजना आफ्नो काम गरिरहेको छ. The thing is अनुराधा कोइरालाको वर्क एकदम हाइलाइट भइरहेछ with Mighty Nepal, right? पुष्पा बस्नेतको पनि एकदम भइरहेछ. So I think we need to give that platform to Indira Rana Magar right now.
Because she's doing a very good cause.
And even when we posted it on Facebook, a lot of people didn't know who she was, and we're so glad that we are introducing them to a lot of our listeners. And this is one of the reasons that Hamar Shoma that we want to focus on as well.
Yeah.
Back to you, Jamuna.
Thank you. Right. Well, and without a doubt, she is a very good example of an empowerment. Obviously, I don't think anyone can be like no one can reach the height of Anuradha Koirala at the moment. Having said that, Anuradha Koirala was awarded a hero, CNN Hero 2010. Obviously, she is one of the key personality in terms of women empowerment. Likewise, what's her name? Indira Rana Magar also won an award, World Children's Prize. It's a very honorary award, which was awarded to Indira Rana Magar on October, yeah.
And her speech, we were listening to his speech just before this.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's really like, it touched us,
yeah.
and we want to be able to play the whole speech right now.
Okay, let me just put this on, yeah.
I'm gonna play from this.
Yeah.
I now call upon Your Majesty, Queen Sylvia, to present the 2014 World Children's Honorary Award to Indira.
Okay, so she's being awarded.
She is accompanied by Roshani, one of the children whom she has freed from prison and given a home and an education.
Your Majesty, and namaste everybody. It was great honor for me, and I feel very privileged today because the children who has their own experience, they gave me this stage. Otherwise, never I thought that. Never I work, I will be honor, I will be awarded. Because my award is different. Where I'm working, this issue is marginalized by society, government, and their own family. When people go prison, their own brother, sister also, they move their head, they don't know them. So this is the reality of the world. It is stigma is not only Nepal, it's all over the world. Children having this stigma. And I believe that children, wherever they born, they're free and they're innocent. World should know that children are not bad. They're no one born as a criminal. The environment make them criminal. We people make them criminal. So now I thank for the jury who gave me this platform. I thank for those children who are reading, thousand children reading our story, my Rosni's story. And I feel a dignity now, all my children's. My children's dignity is my dignity. And anybody has a no right to treat it badly in children in the prison. And world should know, no one children should be left out, should not be hungry, should not be lack of education. They should care If you want to be civilized person, you reflect your civilization as a human being. And anyone, if mistreat any child, world was watching you. And thank for Malala. Today, everybody knows my issue and this prisoner's children issue because of her story. Her story is very powerful. And we are behind you, working with you, and you take our message. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was
Really-
Indira Rana Magar
That was really touching speech.
by Indira Rana Magar for receiving the World's Children Prize for her 20 years struggle for prisoner children in Nepal. Absolutely passionate about what she does, and I really do respect her. For what does she mean? Like, did you?
Basically, what she's saying is no children is born criminal. It's the environment and the surrounding and the people and the bad people that actually makes the children
Yeah, that makes the children to commit a crime.
commit a crime.
Yeah. And that's essentially why Indira Rana Magar exists. She fight for those children who has to carry on the weight of their parents'
Yes.
crime. In Nepal, to be well, as much as I really love my country, mother country, Nepal, I have to admit that like Nepal, there's so like the like children right there is high now. It just saddens me कि अब parents ले crime गर्यो भन्दैमा बच्चाहरु पनि they have to spend their life in
Entire
prison.
service.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And which is what Indira Rana Magar is trying to reduce, this kind of like unfairness, injustice to the children.
Yes.
Huh?
A lot of people don't know who Indira Rana Magar is. So Jamuna has a few information on her and what she does.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
Jamuna, take over.
Right. Indira Rana Magar is a social worker, Nepali social worker, and the founder of non-profit organization Prisoners Assistant Nepal, also known as PA. They look after the children of criminal parents living in jails or the prisons. She was born into a poverty-driven family, and she had to fight with her parents to be able to go to school. So she has been very passionate about like helping the children who leads a hard life since as a young girl. She has been
She went through the same
exactly
phase.
exactly, that's right. So currently she is obviously protecting thousands of children from rescuing thousands of children from the prisons, and they are taken into one of the PA's 3 children's home, which are located outside of Kathmandu, and they're called Jankuri. Right. And also, children over there, they get the education and safe childhood, where they learn the agriculture skills and how to take care of animals and so on. So adding on to that, India also allows the children to go to this school, which is very good privilege.
Lovely.
Because exactly, and I think she's providing a good environment for the children to grow up, so that they do not, in return, they don't turn out to be what society expects them to. Because in our society, a lot of people think like just बाबुआमा छ त्यस्तै छोराछोरी भन्छ नि त. Apple don't fall from sky भने जस्तै हैन.
That's what my dad or mom always say.
Anyway, तर like personality, I think नेपालमा चाहिँ अब individualism हैन, like individual personality भन्ने कुरा recognize गर्दैन. People think like they always अब एउटा छोराछोरी उस भयो भने के भन्छ how do I say, एकदमै राम्रो पोजिसनमा पुग्यो भने बाबुआमाको साइडमा हेर्छ के मान्छेले, फलानाको छोराछोरी हुन्छ नि, फलानाले उसको कास्ट एक्ज्याक्टली
कास्टमा पनि अब कुन तरिकाले I'm sorry, कुन कास्टमा जन्मेको र also how do you say it?
कुन कास्टमा जन्मेको, कुन सोशल स्टेटसमा जन्मेको. These kind of things are very important in Nepal, which is I think like very it's just bullshit.
त्यसरी त इन्दिरा राणा मगरले भन्दैछ it's us who makes them the criminal because हामीले finger point
We
गरेर
point our finger on them before even realizing like how fragile those children are. Okay?
Children are really innocent. They're
Really
the most innocent.
Exactly.
And I'm just reading it. Her organization has already they're looking after more than 300 children. Can you imagine that? That is such a good work. Seriously, I'm so gutted that I couldn't meet her when she was here.
I wish I had gone. I mean, I didn't even know like she was coming, so I do actually regret the fact that I couldn't meet her. But I will definitely be supporting you and your organization, PA. So if you share the same feeling as us, please do not hesitate to support her and her organization, Prisoner Assistant Nepal, by liking their Facebook, sharing the information, donating.
What's their Facebook page name?
Prisoners Assistant Nepal.
So go and follow their Facebook page.
Okay. Moving on, I'm also going to provide. I think everyone knows about Anuradha Koirala, but let's just give us a small highlight of Anuradha Koirala. Okay. Anuradha Koirala, as I said on the Facebook, she is perhaps one of the kindest human beings in Nepal, at least, and definitely one of the kindest person in the world. She is a oh god, I just get emotional whenever I talk about Anuradha Koirala.
She's the founder of Mighty Nepal,
Yep.
who prevents from human trafficking from Nepal to our neighboring countries,
Abroad.
especially
India.
Mm-hmm. And she won CNN.
She has won about 30 national and international award for her courageous and lifetime of achievements. You know, like she's been committing so much of time of her life for the children, for the young girls. And these awards include like German Unifame 2000 Prize 2007, Queen Sophia Silver Medal Award 2007, CNN Hero 2010.
That has to be the biggest award.
That definitely is the biggest. I actually cried when I heard her speech.
Yeah, I think everyone did. It was really emotional.
It was,
and especially for the fact that Anuradha has been doing this for so long, and then to finally be able to be recognized for her hard work, and then it was a public vote, so it was even more personal.
Yeah,
the award was even more personal.
That's true.
So that's Anuradha Koirala. Obviously, you can follow them on Mighty Nepal or Friends
of Mighty Nepal
on Facebook.
Yeah. So this is like, she, as Shanti said, she is working so that the girls and women's children, girls and women's are, stopped from being trafficked to abroad countries for the commercial sexual exploitation, which is happening a lot, and it's just a heinous crime, so disgusting crime that like I can't even comprehend like why would people do those sort of things, because it's just really terrible.
Poverty.
Poverty is definitely one of the things, but then again, it's just the people who are selling it, I don't understand what they're thinking. And the same is, okay, people who are selling is, okay,
it's money.
They are doing it for the money.
It's driven by money.
But then the men who are buying it, they're equally as like,
obviously they are the real culprit, criminal, no. But I mean, I think
just the thought that these kind of people exist in our society.
The main reason why human trafficking is actually exists until now is because of money. Like mainly केटीहरुलाई बेच्नेहरु आफ्नै घरको परिवार हुन्छ हैन, like your uncles जस्तो उनीहरुलाई अब पैसाको लोभ देखाएर or एउटा false hope हुन्छ नि, अब शहरमा आएर काम पाउँछ त्यो देखाएर उनीहरुलाई lure गरेर लग्छ हैन त्यसरी. And money is one of the main reason. Lot of issues.
A lot of issues in there, but we will talk about that in the upcoming episodes on our social issues. So do keep on tuning on for us for our upcoming episodes.
What we're gonna talk after the break?
But next we're gonna go on a break, are we? Or are we gonna talk about another headline news first?
I think we should talk about the
headline news.
The child rapist. A child raping a child.
Child raping a child.
Child
How disturbing this
Child raping
news
child.
is. I can't even.
So 12-year-old boy rapes a 5-year-old girl.
And they haven't been given any justice. The victim, the families, victim family haven't received any justice yet, and it's been more than 3 years. It's almost been 3.5 years since the incident has happened.
So the 12-year-old is 15
Yeah, the trial
now.
is still going on, and the family has.
So the
spent-
12-year-old is 15 now.
Yeah.
After 3 years.
And the family has spent about £40,000.
The most
in legal-
mind-boggling thing is mind-boggling.
Mind-blowing thing is
No, mind-boggling.
vlogging.
Boggling.
What do you mean?
Anyways, the most fucked up thing is that before they were let off, the police said, do it with someone with your own age.
Next time. So they are encouraging the rape for a 12-year-old guy to rape a 12-year-old girl.
They're not just taking it seriously.
How fucked up is that?
They're not taking it
I
seriously.
can't believe
Rape
the
is rape.
family,
At the end of the day, rape is
exactly.
rape.
The family are literally very, very. I can't understand how much of agony the family are going through, no? Because their youngest child, the child's innocence has been set at like it's been mentioned, and she's really suffering from the emotional and physical trauma.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is happening. They are still on the trial right now, and as I said, they have spent more than £40,000 in legal fees, which is not a small amount by any means. We all know how expensive the legal, the solicitors
Fees.
and everything cost in UK. So, and the worst thing is, who was the rapist? It was the son of the neighbor, who are also the close friend of the victim's family.
Keep your beep beep
Okay.
in your pants.
The girl has sent a letter to the police, and this is how the letter reads: Dear sir, when I was 5, something very bad happened, and it was your job to make sure he was properly dealt with and punished. But you didn't do your job, and you let me down. This makes me sad, upset, and angry because I am only a little girl. I was 5 then. 3 years have gone past, and he still has not been punished. Did you do this on purpose because he was 12? I trusted you to push me up, but instead you pushed me down. I thought police are meant to be good and catch the bad people, but you didn't. So you are in the wrong and should know better. I hope you know that I'm very disappointed in you. I think you should write a letter to me to say sorry. That's what I do to my friend if I have done something wrong to them. I hope you behave better in the future and do the right thing. I hope one day soon
Are you crying?
he gets what he deserves.
Okay, she was crying as she's reading this.
You see, it's like she's
Obviously,
writing like no. Listen, look at this spelling like Insani.
yeah.
You can tell that it's from a child. Here letter
I'll
is.
think of this shit right now. Oh, okay.
It's from a child. It's from a 8-year-old child. Written about her 5-year-old history.
What's happening with the world today? That's disgusting. That is just disgusting. Anyways,
I hope the police, not only the rapist, but the police themselves as well, they get demoted from their job. They need to be punished for what they didn't, and they were supposed to do. It's just disgusting. Anyway, okay. Moving forward, now we will go on a break because I think we all need a cup of
and a cup of coffee.
tea. I need a cup of
What
tea
do
to
you want?
refresh my mind because I think this was very disturbing for me. I cannot accept this one. But okay, everyone, please to take a break with a song. Which song we're gonna play next, Santi?
I'm gonna play Solange.
Solange,
Losing You.
okay.
Solange is, I think everyone knows now with the Solange is the sister of Beyonce, and we'll be playing her song. We'll see. After the break, I'll be talking about Susmita Sen and why she was in Nepal, Kim K Paper magazine cover, and guess who is the face of Estee Lauder. After the break.
After the break. Thank you.
Tell me the truth, boy. Losing you for love. There's nothing more. I know you're taking it away from me. I gave you everything, and now there's nothing left of me. I'm not the one that you should be making your enemy. I'm not the one that you should be making your enemy.
You're listening to Radio Rhino. www.radiorhino.net.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the Brunch Club.
Next on, we'll be talking about Susmita Sen. She was in Kathmandu recently for the Classic Diamond show, and the news was everywhere. People were really surprised and happy and excited to see her in Nepal. And the show is hosted by our usual Malvika Subba. Everyone looked absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
Susmita Sen, she will never age. She will always be this beautiful woman that she was first introduced to us. And
Look at her legs, man. Oh my god, how tall.
she is a complete woman. Did you know that she has adopted
Yeah, I know.
two daughters?
Yeah.
And I was going through Twitter, and her daughters, the first one, Renee, I believe that's her name.
Is she married now?
No, she's not married. She had some boyfriends, but it didn't work out. And her first daughter, she's already so big now. She was like 13, 14 years old now. So last week we were disappointed when Ravina Tandon was in Nepal.
Yeah.
Because we wished they had invited much more.
Like, much more.
Like Susmita Sen. But yeah, I think we're really happy with this.
I think we're really happy because obviously she is not only a Bollywood actress, she is also the former Miss Universe. So it's her status as a beauty pageant winner of the whole universe. Okay. But we all know that she's doing a very good cause for a long time now, and we can't deny the fact
she's
that
the woman
she
that
is
should be invited to
beautiful.
Nepal. Not someone like
She's
Ravina Tandon.
beautiful. Well, you're putting down Ravina Tandon a lot now.
Ravina Tandon has put herself down ages ago when she stopped doing films. Okay. Now next on, we can talk about Kim Kardashian, new paper magazine cover, where she is showing off her ass. She's bearing all herself on front of the cover, and she was reportedly paid $43 million for the pictures, and it was shot by the photographer Jean-Paul Gault, and he was the photographer who took the famous Grace Jones pictures. So, what do you think? A lot of people have given a really bad feedback because, you know, she's a mother now. She's a wife now.
Okay.
And
Putting aside the fact that she's a mother and she's a wife, I don't think this is something. This is not my liking. You know, I just can't like the fact that she's like, she's wearing her clothes in a fit, basically. Look at the picture.
yeah.
And she's.
But do you think it's acceptable once you're a mother and, you know,
No,
your
even
wife
if you're
is-
not a mother, I don't think it's acceptable, like, in any sense, because it's like a public phone.
but you're getting $43 million in exchange for 45 pictures. $43 million, which even if you work
I
hard.
think everyone saw what Kim Kardashian has, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know why people are surprised to see her
No, it's
naked
just the
in a
thing.
magazine when everyone has seen her sex tape.
No, the thing is, like,
This
sex tape is okay.
this
listen.
should not be a surprise to us.
No, sex tape is something like I don't know. I mean, magazine is something all the even children can buy, you know. You get what I mean?
Okay.
But sex tape is something that goes in a porn like category.
So are you saying children, or are you saying people under 18 do not watch porn online?
They do. I'm sure they do. But then, like, what I'm saying is legally they're not allowed, isn't it? But this is something like we can't stop them from watching. And then it could be like, say if somebody is a fan of Kim Kardashian and she start walking naked outside.
But people do watch porn illegally.
They do.
Illegally.
Oh my god. Okay, we can't do anything about the illegal one, can we? We can only try to protect it. But then when somebody is like, you know, out in the public taking a naked photo shoot, and that could be copied by God knows young children, like teenager who get influenced easily. I just don't know. I mean, I don't think.
Well, I've read that allegedly that she took this picture before she's gonna she's gonna get pregnant again. So this was like a last hoo-ha. But anyways, we should not be surprised that Kim Kardashian is naked, because we have all seen her naked before.
Yeah.
We should not be surprised that she's a mother now, because Kim Kardashian sex tape made her whole family a millionaire now. And talking about her family and being a millionaire, guess who is the face of Estee Lauder right now?
Who?
Her half sister Kendall Jenner. She just yesterday it's been announced that she is the new face of Estee Lauder. So you see, started from a sex tape, now we're here.
Yeah, exactly. You see where the nudity. It's all about being nudity. You know, it's just like I won't be.
When you don't have talent, that's what you do, okay?
Yeah.
When you don't have talent, you strip off your clothes, and that's where you're gonna show whatever you have.
Exactly. But I can't. I don't know.
That's the only cover. Do you know that she's practically naked inside the magazine?
Really?
Yeah. She has bared everything.
I'll never be able to understand her. Do you think this is a real ass?
A lot of people are saying that's fake. See,
It's
that's her.
photoshopped, man. No,
Oh.
did you see the one with like, you know, the champagne glass or something glass on her butt chin, and she was like,
Yeah, I think that's photoshopped.
that's photoshopped, definitely. But then the photographer,
Yeah.
he came. I don't know if it was a photographer or someone. He came into her like
Jean-Paul?
defense,
Yeah.
defense, saying like
That's a real.
yeah.
See, this is the picture that he done before.
Let's see.
That's some other model that he took this picture before.
This cannot happen, man.
No, obviously I'm sure that's digitally created. But now he did it with Kim K and is receiving a lot of.
Like nudity has become so like, you know, so how would I say, common these days.
Yeah,
Like
everyone's.
how many times Rihanna is gone like almost nude?
Yeah.
Beyonce, same thing. It's all about like how much more skin can you sew after the.
This is the thing. I like, Rihanna. She's talented in a way. Beyonce, she's talented in a way. They make millions off the music. They are real artists. With Kim K,
She doesn't have anything.
what is she? What does she do apart from her reality TV show? That's about it, right? So apart from the TV show,
it's
what
just
can
the
she
fact
do?
That the sex sells, basically. isn't
Sex
it?
sells. It's also sex sells.
It really hits back once again that how much a person is willing to sell themselves.
How long do you think before Nepali magazines will start doing the same?
This one, not even in. I don't think I'll live up to see that. To be frankly honest, I think I don't know. To be honest, I think Nepalese people are far more accepting than any other Asian society. Like most of the Asian society, do you reckon?
Well, it depends which magazine and what the magazine's how do you say it? The audiences are, and from which social status as well. I think it really depends on that. and obviously it has to be done really in a really tasteful manner. And I don't know, if you do it the wrong type of way, it will just look really cheap. With Kim Kardashian, it looks really cheap because of the person that she is.
Her persona,
you know, Jean-Paul
persona,
Gault is a renowned photographer. I mean, you know, whatever he shoots is art. But I just don't understand why he collaborated with Kim K. Obviously, I think Paper Magazine has to do a lot with that. And I'm sure he got a really good money as well. I mean, Kim K got $43 million. So
well, but I just saw the article.
Yeah.
It says like she didn't get paid.
Obviously, that's what she's gonna say.
That's just bullshit. You know what?
If she didn't get paid,
why would she wanna do that exactly?
If she didn't get paid, why would she be naked and in cover? If she didn't get paid, why would she have married her other husband? She got paid $18 million just to premiere her wedding on the TV. I mean, obviously, there's always money involved.
Always. Yeah.
When you're talking about Kardashian or Jenner, there's always money involved. So when she says, I didn't get paid for that magazine, bullshit, she did.
She did, definitely. Like, you know, there wouldn't be a rumors like without it actually being happening, isn't it? Really? 43 million? How much was it?
$43 million.
That's a whole lot of different level we're talking about here, man.
Well, Kim Kardashian prices have gone up since she got married with Kanye West. But I'm just thinking, I don't know. I just can't put myself in a position because we think differently to how they think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think we're still allowed to give the opinions.
Her family thinks differently to how we think and how family thinks. Obviously,
but then as a media figure, as a media figure, they should be able to, like, you know, they should consider public's opinions as well. I strongly believe that because every single actions influence the public. And most definitely the children, the most vulnerable stakeholders.
If Kim Kardashian thought of that, then
exactly,
she would not release sex tape in the first place, okay?
Exactly, that's why I'm saying, like...
Her mother would not release the sex tape. Her mother was in charge of... Basically, sex tape got leaked, right? And then her mother... to be honest, like, Kris Jenner has to be one of the smartest businesswomen because she has transformed all her daughters to, like... some sort of like entrepreneurs or some sort of like public figure, even without the talent. And then, you know, once the sex tape was leaked, it was leaked by Vivid Entertainment, which is America's one of the biggest porn company. So she went in there, you know, they discussed fees, this and that, and then she got paid. She actually went in and discussed the price of her daughter's sex tape, and you know, it's all to do with business, and from there on,
money.
Yeah, it's money.
Money talks, money is black.
You know, but the irony of this is, I guess it was back in 2010. I believe about not more than 4 years ago. On their reality TV show, that at one scene that Kim Kardashian was crying because she did a photo shoot, right, and for one of the magazine, and then it was a very artistic photo shoot, but when the cover came out, I guess you could see her nipple, and then she was crying over it because you could see her nipple and a ass crack, you know, the butt crack. And then she was crying, and she was on the phone with her manager. She was phoning to the magazine saying, like, you know, how could you do that? You betrayed me, you know. And now it looks like porn. It looks cheap. I'm never getting naked in front of the magazine, or, you know, I'm naked. And she was crying. She was like, torn away. She was crying, and 4 years later, she was like practically all nude out. So anyways, now you know how much a person can change in 4 years.
we all know that how much a person can change within few months. 4 years is a lot of time.
Exactly.
We are talking about you.
We're talking about you. We know you're listening to us.
No, we are actually like,
Every time you hit our Facebook page, we can see your profile. We're kidding. We can't see anyone's profile.
I wish we can.
I wish we can. We can't.
I would have screen capped it.
Alright, in honor of Kim Kardashian and her family, we're gonna play Kanye West Family Business from his album College Dropout, which was the reason I fell in love with Kanye. And after the break, we're gonna talk about the life
Of Gurkha, retired Gurkha, life, which was featured in the Daily Mail article.
Yes, join us after the break.
Sitting here grilling people like George Foreman. My Uncle Ray and Aunt Sheila always performing. Second she storm out, then he storming. Y'all gon' sit down, have a good time this reunion, and drink some wine like communion, and act like everything fine. And if it isn't, we ain't letting everybody in our family business.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Brunch
Welcome
Club.
back. Yeah, you're listening to Brunch Club, the Monday episode. Alright, going back to the topic, we are going to talk about the social issues as usual on the Monday episode. Today, the issue I've chosen is something featured in the Daily Mail newspaper, online newspaper. The headline itself says, Joanna Lumley's legacy of misery. She fought to allow retired Gurkhas into Britain with her heart in the right place. 5 years on, even they say it's backfired terribly. This article basically speaks about the lifestyle the retired Gurkha, elderly Gurkha are facing or like living right now in the places such as Aldershot and Farmington, infamously known as Farnborough, Farnborough, which are infamously known as the Nepalese town, just like Southall in London. Okay, right. I don't know. I don't know if I should support this article or not. Although it does talk about a lot of positive aspects of our Nepalese Gurkha families and Gurkha people. It also has a a hidden sort of like, I don't know, a bit of basically what it says is like about, it's the one, it's okay. There's so many Nepalese people in Aldershot right now, and he's saying like Aldershot has 36,000 residents, about people, out of them almost 50% are Nepalese.
Wow,
that's a lot, that's a whole lot. Okay, we all know that we are currently fighting for the Gurkha, every single Gurkha, to be allowed to be given the indefinite leave or remain in UK, which they haven't got yet. And a lot of old people like aging from 70 or 65 have come down to UK alone with their partner, or even alone sometimes, living in the housing benefit, pension credit, but they have confessed to the Daily Mail reporter that they would rather live in Nepal if they are paid what they have, like asked for, the £600 monthly, which pension for the Gurkha, every single Gurkha. I don't know why the UK government is still refusing to pay it, because I think that's a better option. Because over here it says like the one of the very good example is a couple is receiving £900 for the pension credit. That's only for the pension credit of UK we're talking about, plus £500 for the housing benefit.
Right.
That's already we are talking about 1400. And obviously the transportation is free. NHS is free. And also, and plus
I think
like
they also
they
pay
receive,
for your bills,
exactly,
this and that. There are a lot of
council taxes
allowances.
discount. So if we have to count it, they are receiving at least £2,000 per month.
For a couple.
Exactly. And what we are asking from the UK government is £600 per month for a couple. And so I don't understand why the UK government is still not agreeing to the, agreeing to give £600. Because I think from an economic point of view, people would rather go down and live in Nepal if they get paid £600 per month rather than come down to UK and then live in benefit. Okay?
From my experience, right? Or experience from talking to Badu Budu or Sangana, they actually prefer living in Nepal because
Obviously they do.
family are closer हुन्छ हैन अनि सबै कुरा सजिलो हुन्छ अब यहाँको जस्तो भाषाको प्रब्लमहरु हुँदैन हैन वेदर पनि नेपालमा राम्रो छ हैन यहाँ त they will be really isolated किन एक्लै बस्छ त्यस्तो they'll have nothing to do all day. जस्तो my kuku, my boju, she lives with me हैन and she gets really bored and for how long can they watch movies, TV or something, and we do have family get-togethers, but rest of the day she's there by herself.
Exactly.
Shopping and so as far as I know from my experience that they would rather prefer to live in Nepal rather than
financially stable income payo bhane chai I'm sure they would rather live because at the moment people like £200 receive the £200 is how much 20,000
£200 for what
अहिले नेपालको पेन्सन के गोर्खाहरुको पेन्सन £200 भनेको 20,000 is nothing per month हो के न त बच्चाहरुको स्कुल फी नै कति हुन्छ
no especially for Gorkhas where they have a habit of spending a lot of money
habit मात्र हैन के अहिले ओके नेपालमा एउटा मात्र बेनिफिट हो
एउटा हाई स्ट्यान्डर्ड वे अफ लिभिङ गर्ने बानी भइसकेको छ नि त गोर्खाहरुको
त्यो पनि हो
गोर्खालीहरुको हैन
तर अब बेनिफिट वाइज हेर्यो भने अब एउटा कुरा चाहिँ नेपालमा घरको पे रेन्ट तिर्नु पर्दैन क्याज एभ्रीवन हैव देयर हाउस हैन तर अन द डाउन साइड पार्ट कति महँगो लाइक दि हेल्थ अब बुढाबुढीहरु कति हेल्थ केयर गर्न पर्यो हैन हेल्थ कति महँगो पर्छ भन्दा नेपालमा my mama like was taken to the obviously public hospital मा अलिक सस्तो हुन्छ उस भन्दा तर public hospital मा गयो भने it takes ages के it takes a long time for it to be used हुन्छ नि ट्रिटमेन्टहरु पाउनको लागि अनि my mama was in emergency उसको लागि भनेर public hospital मा उस ढिलो हुन्छ भनेर उसमा लिएर गएको हैन के रे प्राइभेट हस्पिटल लिएर गएको they just literally they just gave him an injection and they charged him like 2,000 rupees for an injection, okay? And stay over, they charge about 4,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees. Injection to stay over money 8,000 rupees गयो भने त one day मा त 10,000 त गएन त ल हैन त अब उसमा चाहिँ त्यस्तो एक्सपेन्सिभ छ नि त नेपालमा के रे हेल्थ उसहरु हैन अनि तर अब नेपालमा यदि if they receive about £600 which is mostly equivalent to 70,000 pounds and 70,000 rupees हैन people will be able to live off wall के यहाँ UK आउने उसै छैन के नेसेसरी नै छैन के एन्ड अर्को पोइन्ट अफ भ्यूबाट चाहिँ आई थिंक लाइक अब UK ले यदि £600 ग्रान्ट गर्यो भने इन रिटर्न UK will receive a lot of tourism उसके ओके न अब अहिले कति धेरै नेपालीहरुको रिलेटिभ्सहरु युके मा छ के बजुहरु हुन्छ नि अब चाहिँ तपाईको बजु भयो उसको बजु भयो हुन्छ नि दे वुड लिभ इन नेपालमा लिभ गर्छ तर कति प्र्याक्टिकली कति चोटि युके आइराख्छ नि त रिलेटिभ्सहरु भेट्नको लागि इन दैट सेन्स इकोनोमिकली टुरिज्मको इकोनोमिकको भ्यू पोइन्टबाट हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो पनि लाइक किनभने उनीहरुसँग मोर डिस्पोजेबल इन्कम हुन्छ नि त नेपालमा युके मा भन्दा अब युके मा त अहिले कति भएर चाहिँ मान्छेहरु पैसा पाउँछ पैसा सँगाल्छ अनि नेपाल जान्छ एभ्री 6 मन्थ दे गो टु नेपाल हैन नेपाल गएर बस्छ अनि फेरि पैसा सबै स्पेन्ड गरेर त्यहाँ स्पेन्ड गरेर फर्केर आउँछ बेनिफिट खान्छ यहाँ आएर कतिको भइरहेछ के अहिले हुन्छ नि इकोनोमिकली युके ले कति सफर गरिरहेछ दे आर सीइङ द ब्राइटर साइड के दे आर सीइङ लाइक हुन्छ नि कति जना के रे ब्रिटिश के रे सरी गोर्खाहरुको फ्यामिलीलाई खुराउनु पर्ने भन्ने मात्र कुरा सोचिरहेछ के अहिले
तर I feel like every individual, every people should have their own should be able to make their own choice हैन यहाँ बस्नु UK मा बस्नु यहाँ नेपालमा बस्नु हैन तर I feel like pension चाहिँ जति यहाँ दिन्छ नेपालमा त्यति दिनु पर्ने so जो यहाँ बस्नु चाहन्छ a lot of जस्तो मेरो बोजू यहाँ आइराख्छ because we almost all our family are here in UK हैन अनि उलाई नेपालमा त्यति साह्रो छैन हैन त्यो भएर आइरहेको छ गइरहेको छ almost every 3 to 4 months हैन अनि a lot of people will choose to stay in UK because यहाँ सजिलो छ अब जस्तो अब NHS राम्रो छ हैन the health is राम्रो health services राम्रो छ अनि यहाँ अलिक सफा छ बस्न हैन which will benefit to the health familyहरु छ a lot of people अब आफ्नै घर किनेर बस्छ हैन एउटा family house and everything so अनि नेपाल I feel like a lot of people will choose Nepal because नेपालमा नै सबै कुरा छ हैन they want to be closer back home so I think it shouldn't be like oh त यहाँ बसिस भने 600 पाउँछ उता बसिस भने 200 पाउँछ त्यस्तो हैन के I feel like यहाँ बस्न 600 उता बस्न 600 किनकि end of the day Gorkha has sacrificed so much के अब like we have like so many men and women who actually you know अर्काको देशका लागि ज्यान फालेछ भनेपछि त that is just a small portion के त्यो यस्तो कम्पेयर गर्दा small portion मात्र हामीले 600 पाउन्ड के when they invest so much on army navies मा हैन यहाँ billions and billions and billions of pounds हरु गइरहेछ almost every
and
year
the fact is like कि यो गोर्खाहरु हुन्छ नि it's not a history के it's currently happening as well अहिले पनि Nepalese recruitहरु कति छ भन्छ गोर्खामा and the reason is we all know why we all know the loyalty of Gorkha people हाम्रो नेपालीहरुको गोर्खा हुन्छ नि अब loyalty थाहा छ हैन त्यही भएर नै and the bravery which is the trademark of the Gorkha that's one of the reason why still till to date अब हाम्रो grandfather को जिजुबाजुको जमानादेखि अहिलेसम्म पनि के नेपाली उसहरुलाई कति रिक्रुट गरिराख्छ नि त ब्रिटिशहरुले so it's not like a history के अब पहिला हो थियो अब सक्यो अहिले रिक्रुट नगरे भए पो एउटा कुरा हैन अहिले पनि गरिरहेछ so they should like grant us हुन्छ नि the same treatment the अहिलेको ब्रिटिश उसहरुले पाए जस्तो के अब सफरिङ त दुई जनाले सिमिलर उसमा स्केलमा गरिरहेछ नि त Why are you laughing?
Sorry, I just remember something.
Suffering like a British soldier hoos या Gorkha soldier hoos, na? Both of them suffered a lot during this World War II, and that's the fact. So why?
I'm not discriminate गरिरहेछ
That's the discrimination I'm talking about.
About exactly. I have some family members who are still in service, na? उनीहरुकै पोस्टमा गोराले जति खान्छ उनीहरुले खादैन के and this is discrimination किन in the end of the day सबैजना स्ट्रगल गरेर हैन त्यो पोस्टमा आउँछ त्यति डेडिकेट गरेर अथवा त्यत्रो सैक्रिफाइस गरेर I mean come on like गोर्खाहरु बिचारा कति महिना हुन्छ के कति वर्ष नै they will be away from the family हैन त्यस्तो जंगलमा ट्रेनिङ गर्छ अनेक थरी गर्छ स्पेशली नेपालीहरु नेपालबाट आएको हुन्छ नि they struggle so much because language barrier हुन्छ एउटा अनि culture barrier हुन्छ एउटा culture shock हुन्छ आउने बित्तिकै हैन अब जस्तो my cousin he just got recruited just couple months ago हैन अनि उ बल्ल रिक्रुट भयो अनि for him it was really hard for him to उ चाहिँ गाउँबाट सिधै भर्ती लाने आएको एकदम एडजस्ट गर्न एकदम गाह्रो भयो हैन अब सबै कुरासँग देखि लिएर अब मेन कुरा त उसको ल्याङ्ग्वेजको प्रब्लमै थियो इङ्ग्लिश बोल्न आउँदैन थियो हैन तर लाइक हिज कोपिङ इट हैन अब जस्तो अब गोराले गर्छ नि त्यस्तो त त्यति साल त गोराहरूले गर्नु परे छैन नि त हामी जति गर्न तर एट द एन्ड अफ द डे हैन एभ्रीवन डज द सेम हार्ड वर्क गर्नु एउटा सेम पे अफ हुनु पर्छ हैन तर जस्तो अब हामीलाई अहिले चुज गर्न लाग्छ नि अब यता बस्दा 600 यता बस्दा 200 जस्तो हुन्छ नि कुराहरु and that's a discrimination के एकदम किनकि कति जना बाजेबोजहरु बस्नु नमन परि बसेछ पैसाको लागि
and they are complaining कि अब ओल्ड सर्टमा धेरै नेपालीहरु भयो यहाँ के कम्प्लेन गरिरहेछ थाहा छ यसरी के रे there's so many Nepalese usahru कि अहिले चाहिँ के रे अब GP are forced to hire one के रे speaking Nepali speaking people for GP and old sort and farm ro हैन अनि उसमा पनि ओल्ड सर्टमा कति धेरै उसहरु कन्भिनियन्स स्टोरहरु आछ नि त कन्भिनियन्स स्टोरहरु नेपालीहरुले खोलेको भएर the white people convenience store has to move to Farnham because they're not doing job well. That's not the problem.
That's not to do exactly nothing to do with us. That's your problem.
And मैले भने कि UK ma every single corner has a convenience store owned by Indian people.
Exactly.
That's not a problem. But when a convenience store is owned by Nepalese people in Aldershot, that's a problem. Enough to come down
South Indian
exactly.
It's like
nobody talks about
Indian
that.
Like Indian everything, Indian food, Indian sweets shop, Indian everything. And why? I mean, what about Chinatown as well? Chinatown is all owned by Chinese.
Exactly.
It's not a problem to them. So why is it a problem?
And likewise, like sorry, GP in every single GP, at least in London, I don't know about out of London, no, every single GP, at least 2 of the doctors are Indian or Sri Lankan.
Exactly.
Okay, no,
or Bangladeshi.
Yeah, and they think it's such a struggle to hire a Nepali speaking person in one GP, like a caretaker or something like that, as a nurse or something. Only Nepali केटीहरु कति staff nurse पुऱ्याएको, which means there's more than enough staff nurses staff. Okay.
If they wish to employ us.
अनि health को NHS को main aim नै के हो? To provide better services, to provide better health services, for which they need a better communication. Okay, no,
exactly.
And they are thinking like hiring a single like or a nurse in a GP per GP for the sake of elderly people to have a better communication. They
also like they have some European doctors who can't even barely speak English.
Exactly.
And this is why they have came out with new law that every doctor should go through get an English speaking or English language test.
They should because
why is it a
discrimination
problem? Just because I'm a minority we have a minority number that
it just like hit me so bad, okay? Because and at the same time like because हामी rules पनि हैन के we're not the type of people to talk त्यो खाने
you know how much Nepali people work.
It says over here, okay, it says like the study made by Kent University shows that ex-Gorkhas of working age to be the most economically active and self-reliant social group in Britain. We are the most economically active with 95.1% in employment. Social whole UK is such a diverse country. We have like
European benefit sheet
it just
हाम्रो बाजे हाम्रो अंकलहरु they still work.
They still work despite the fact that they can live with those.
Of course, we have fully rights.
Ani there's this like was like अब उता Aldershot को उसहरुले पनि agents हरुले what they say is what their comment is they are one of the best tenants के because they make their house spotless, they clean, they live in a very good standard, they don't make any noise. And also, so despite all this kind of like good comments about her, there's still like अब गोराहरु चाहिँ complain गरिरहेको छ कि अब अस्ति यो यहाँ one of the comments is कि एउटा बाजे हैन Bazi was walking around Aldershot town and then some of the white kids like white young kids they shout bad things at them and they threw the cans, knocked off his glass, okay? And what he said was they don't seem to know we fought for them, they don't know their history.
Oh my god, that just touched me.
Exactly, that's the problem, isn't it? GCSE गर्दाखेरि history is not a उसके history मा के सिकाउँछ थाहा छैन हैन history they don't show like we all know how much of atrocities the Britain has committed, you know, like कतिको उस पुरानो that's not really shown, okay? In the end of the day it's just like winner will be the उसके के भन्छ winner will always be the good part of the history, okay?
Okay,
हुन्छ नि?
Yeah,
winner makes the history, okay? And then like they should like अब हामीले गोर्खाहरु भनेर अहिले बुढाबुढीहरुलाई मात्र थाहा छ, young people हरुलाई गोर्खाहरुलाई केही थाहै छैन के despite we take a pride still पनि कति छ नि त अब गोर्खाहरुको like it's not a history to be, as I said, it's not a history, it's still a present. Gorkha people are still present, you know, in many sense.
Many men and women are still in the service.
Yeah, many people are like अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ many people are making an argument कि गोर्खाहरु military मा गएको because to
make a good living.
Yeah, because to get away from the poverty. Obviously, it is the fact. Okay, we are being hired. The reason why we are being hired in the first place is because of our bravery. Okay, exactly. Why didn't they choose to hire the Indian people instead of the Nepalese people?
True.
While they stayed in India for so many long time.
Exactly.
During their whole, Britain has like resigned almost half of the countries, so half of the world. So why do they decide to hire us, the Gorkhas people, instead of other people?
Yeah.
We all know the reason.
Yeah.
Because we are very loyal, we're very hardworking, you know. And that's, they are exploiting.
Exploiting us,
Exactly.
yeah.
They shouldn't be doing this. किनभने कति human rights भनिरहेको छ, कति no discrimination भनिरहेको छ, but they are discriminating against the minority because we're keeping our mouths shut, okay? And this should be like spread हुन्छ नि around, okay? अब in fact अब अहिले पनि नेपाल कति अब poverty driven country छ नि त. अहिले पनि नेपालमा Gurkha is considered as just a soldier, okay? But I don't think it should be considered just as a soldier. किनभने नेपालीहरु कति नेपालीहरु अरबमा गएको भन्छ त काम गर्नको लागि. They should be considered as a Gurkha, okay? Because they are there because they are very hardworking, just like any other soldiers. Just because they अब अहिले चाहिँ अब धेरै war छैन पहिला जस्तो World War II हैन त्यही भएर they don't need more people, as many people required in army as they used to.
That is why सबैलाई नि निकाल्दैछ त. Almost half of my uncles who were serving last year भित्रमा, they're like I forgot what it's called, but basically yeah, they kicked them out from the service. And अलिकति पैसा दियो अनि निकाल्यो because they're old now. अनि they're recruiting the new ones, the ones who have more energy, the one who will be, you know, ready to do anything.
UK is so hypocrite.
Yeah.
It just sickens me. कहिलेको सोच्दाखेरि के हुन्छ नि कति कुरामा चाहिँ they say like हुन्छ नि human rights and all the shits they talk about, and then in another sense they are exploiting like all the minority of the people.
The thing is, why are we taking this shit? Yeah. अब हामी बल्ल अहिले होला अहिले बल्ल हो हामीले we're doing all this while you know, we met the Gurkha activist Ganraj Rai last time we were at the Nepal Britain
बल्ल अब के रे यस्तो इन्फर्मेसनहरु भइरहेछ नि त, स्प्रेड भइरहेछ नि त. People are getting more unity, you know, people are getting more knowledge of like what they're being pushed into is unfair, के unfairness भनेर. अब अहिले पनि कति young Nepali childrenहरु आफ्नो बाबाहरु कस्तो, like even my dad or your dad, everyone's dad, and then they went through so much shit, हैन, and then they're still fighting for their rights. तर कुनै पनि त्यो rights मा जाँदाखेरि I don't think hardly we can see any young children, like young Nepali children participating in those riots, okay?
Yeah.
Like fighting against for our, for them it's a wonderful experience. They're just in UK because their father fought in a war or something.
Baje boju or just ama bauko umerala हुन्छ नि, they're not fighting for themselves, they're actually fighting for us and our
for
future,
our family, for their family.
Now for us and our future हो नि त.
For their family.
For them उनीहरुको त अब after a couple of years they'll go back, they'll retire, you know. उनीहरुको त त्यति साह्रो त छैन नि त, किन उनीहरुको लागि त उनीहरुको जिन्दगी त विदेशी छ नि त उनीहरुको वर्डमा भन्दा हैन. तर the reason they're fighting is so हाम्रो फ्युचरको लागि हुन्छ नि, अब जस्तो हाम्रो लाइफ गाह्रो नहोस् हैन, because they are the main people who actually experience हुन्छ नि, उनीहरु गोर्खामा भएर एक्सपिरियन्स गरेछ, कति दुःख गरेछ हैन. That's the reason. अनि I do feel like youthहरु they should involve as much as हुन्छ नि अरूहरु जस्तो किनकि
I think they should really be involved in this matter.
And we spoke about this with Mr. Ganraj Rai, and he was the one who did the hunger strike for 14 days for these worker rights, and he's the one who's been actively you know, fighting for this and his organization. So we will we did speak to him and told him about that, you know, we'll try to get involved, and we sort of want to do something.
What do you think is
so the youths can get involved in the politics as well? But also I make them थोरै समय थियो हैन, and yeah, he promised us as well that he will get in contact.
Right. What do you think is like the best option the UK government should be giving? Like हुन्छ नि अब अहिले चाहिँ कति धेरै उसहरु अपिलहरु आइरहेछ नि त, यो गर्ने कि त्यो गर्ने कि भनेर चोइसेसहरु आइरहेछ. Either allowing like UK को डिफेन्समा चाहिँ के छ भने स्टिल पनि they don't want to allow like people who have served only for 4 years to give the same privilege as other person. But what they are not putting into circumstances is why that person has served only for 4 years. Most likely because he's gone through so much trauma.
It's likely that actually Gorkha bhayeपछि, I mean actually हुन्छ नि British Army bhayeपछि that people quit out of their interest हुन्छ नि likely लाग्छ हैन. I haven't heard that much, but even if त्यो under 4 years भित्रमा quit गर्यो भने it has to be त्यो case चाहिँ individually हेर्नु पर्छ.
Individually हेर्नु पर्छ.
किनकि the circumstances हैन, किनकि a lot of people will go through अब mentality problemहरू, because I know like मेरो मामा after he came back from Afghanistan हैन, he told me about so many soldiers have to go to therapy session के.
Obviously I can imagine.
मेरो मामा he उसको साथी नै उसको अगाडि मार्दिएको हैन अफगानिस्तान भन्दा, like they were sitting together हैन, and he got shot. I mean, I'm sure like he went through a lot of
I'm sure he went through a lot of
mental and there's a lot of
trauma.
people and झन् अहिले त त्यस्तो भयो नि. पहिला World War II तिर हाम्रो बाजेहरु त झन् कस्तो थियो होला. I can still
therapy भन्ने कुरा exist पनि थिएन.
I can still remember मेरो बाजेले हैन भनेको क्या कथाहरु हुन्छ नि. He was in Vietnam War अनि Vietnamese soldier थियो हैन, अनि he was just in front and अनि my बाजेले चाहिँ उलाई यस्तो गर्न गरेको थियो हैन,
गन पोइन्ट गरेको
थियो अनि that soldier actually begged for his life के, said मेरो छोरा छोरी छ, मेरो बुढी छ, let me go. अनि in the end of the day he's human being हुन्छ नि मेरो बाजे, अनि he had to let that after enemy भए पनि he had to let that person go. Exactly. So it's the stories that you know I grew up listening to.
You just have to choose whether you want to live or you want your enemy to live. Okay, that's where त्यस्तो circumstances मा उनीहरु fight गर्यो हैन. 4 years is still a long time. Okay नन्दा. हामी we are talking about the अहिलेको एराको बारेमा कुरा गर्दैन हैन. We are talking about the World War II को बारेमा हैन, where the like a lot of heinous crime happened at that time. I think it was even more terrible than World War I, no?
And then I want to share this one story as well. मेरो बाजे, he got lost in Malaysiaको जंगलमा क्या. He got lost for like, I think he got lost for like 3 days. भोकै एक्लै क्या जंगलमा.
Why you sound so happy के?
No, because like I'm not happy. It's funny and I also feel so bad for him. And bichara, there was like elephants, lions and all that, and snakes and it's a rukomati ke, he had to live there like for 3 days. I recently heard about this and yeah, so there's so many stories like this.
Like I still remember this मेरो बाबाको यस्तो यो पेटमा यस्तो ठुलो छुरीले घोपेको छ के अरे वुन्डको छ के दाग छ के यहाँ
कसले घोपेको
अब छुरीले घोपेको वुन्डको मलाई थाहा छैन. he hasn't told me the story yet हैन, तर मैले सानो हुँदाखेरि मैले सोधेको मलाई याद छ के. अनि अक्सर बाबा यो के भएको भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ he said like यो बाबा के पो भन्थ्यो, बाबा एकदमै लाइक हुन्छ नि ब्रेभ भएर फाइट गरेको something I just don't remember clearly हैन, but I still remember के कुनै के गरेर हुन्छ नि एकदमै ब्रेभ भएर फाइट गरेर अनि ब्याकनेप घरमा आएको उसो भनेर भनेको के बाबाले हुन्छ नि something along the lines के. I mean I'm sure like that's just one of the story my dad went through. I'm sure there's so many stories, a lot of people हामी अब it says like Aldosatma मात्रै as I said almost like 20-25 let's say 15,000 people Nepali people छ भने 15,000 Nepali people हरुको story कति छ होला हैन, लन्डनमा कति छ हैन. अनि like त्यही हो के same thing के. I think like people needs to be granted some sort of, I think त्यो हामीले जुन चाहिँ commitment provide गरेछ नि UK को लागि भनेर, why are we not granted the same benefit that the counterpart of the British soldier have been receiving? Okay? If that's, for example, if you go for like a cleaner position ma gayo bhane गोराले होस् कि नेपालीले होस् दुईटैले same pay पाउँछ नि त. Hourly pay is the same thing. Okay? They can't say like because you're a Nepali I won't pay you the same as the Gora हैन. And so why do they do the same? Why do they
you know like, after everything we have done for this country, you know, I love being in UK, you know. I love the British people. I love everything over here that's been provided to me, which I can't more. I don't think I'll be able to have all of this. Obviously, this is thanks to our forefathers. देखि लिएर तर हामीले जति गरेछ नि अर्काको देशको लागि अब युके को लागि गर्छ नि the least this is the least thing that they can do for us
provide the same benefit
yes whatever we're asking is not out of the box we're only asking what should be given to us
what they promised in the first place
what should be given to us in the first place हैन हामी यति सारो एउटा र्याली गरेर कोर्टमा लगेर हंगर स्ट्राइक गरेर
यतिको एक्सट्रिम जानु पर्ने सिचुएसन
हैन थियो हैन so this is like even the British people are with us on this त्यसरी even the British people are saying like this is so fucked up किनकि EU को मान्छेहरुलाई हुन्छ नि अब युरोपियन मान्छेहरु अब look at the people in Romanian people यहाँ स्ट्रीटमा बेक गर्दै हिँड्छ के क्रोडन तिर है अनि they are living in parks हरु हैन just because they are EU nationals हैन it's their right to come here हुन्छ नि तर उनीहरुले रोमेनियनहरुले कति चोरी गर्छ भन्न टुरिस्टहरुबाट आई मिन अरु देशको भयो अब यहाँको पुलिसहरु भयो हैन यहाँ कति बेनिफिट चिटहरु गर्छ हैन अब सोमालिनहरु भयो आएर हेर्दा कति बच्चा बनाउँदै बस्छ अनि पैसा खादै बस्छ
पुलिसहरु नि अब पुलिसहरु अरु लाइक गोराहरु पनि हैन अब लाइक कुकुरहरु यति धेरै पाले बेनिफिट तिनीहरुको बेनिफिटमा बस्थे बच्चाहरु पायो
they're misusing whatever that's been provided तर in हामीले त्यस्तो त गरेको छैन अहिलेसम्म I feel like त्यस्तो भयो भने पनि
माइनोरिटीमा
छ अनि that should be solved individually र यति पनि हुनुपर्छ कि अति नै गर्यो भने त्यो मान्छेले लाइक उनीहरुको यो के रे यो सेटलमेन्ट भिसा पनि निकाल्दिनु पर्छ हैन but that's a minority case on so I think we're just asking for whatever should be given to us.
Britain is currently kind of generalizing the British Gurkha population like अब 4 years को सर्भिस गर्ने मान्छेहरु कति छ I am sure it's lesser than the people who have service for like just like my dad service for 10 or 12 years somewhere around there and then after that he serviced in Brunei for like 6 years and then he serviced in like Hong Kong Iraq ma ni janu bhayo na mero baba pani you know you remember that was a big it was like हुन्छ नि त्यो that was just like त्यो the pension retired भएपछि it's like post उसके हुन्छ नि अनि हामी स्टिल पनि युके मा आएर पनि कति काम गर्यो हैन I'm sure a lot of Gurkha people are doing the same thing security काम गरिरहेछ यहाँ पनि भनिरहेछ one of the Gurkha retired Gurkha is now a security of like त्यो उसके Saudi Arabia को उसके prince को security के personal security they are in those positions for a reason because they are being trusted that हुन्छ नि they gonna be loyal के हुन्छ नि and as the fact says we don't live off like benefit or live off गर्दैन हामीहरु धेरै जसोहरु so I just don't understand कि UK ले why हुन्छ नि why they are still hesitating or why they still not agreeing to give के
because of this एउटा के film director छ के he specifically hired Gurkha for I forgot his name. It's called supermodel wife to get kid. Stop on the axe. I get it. Claudia Schiffer. You get that Claudia Schiffer? Tell me yo. I think it's good Budala.
What is she doing basically? What do you mean?
Who did she marry? Matthew Vaughan. Yeah, he has hired ex-Gurkha soldiers for security following reports of stalkers intruding into the house. Yo film director ra. So बुढी हो कि Claudia Schiffer, come on, she's the famous supermodel.
Okay.
उनीहरूको कत्रो ठुलो घर छ अरे के बाहिर क्या अरू लन्डनमा के अनि उनीहरूकोमा धेरै त्यो हुन्छ यत्रो ठुलो स्टेट छ अरे लाइक दे हेभ बिग हाउस म्यान्सन छ अरे के बट दे ट्राभल अ लट लन्डनमा पनि अपार्टमेन्ट छ त्यहाँ चाहिँ हो नेपाली अनि एकदम धेरै क्या फोटोग्राफर स्टकरहरू हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो आउने अरे क्या अनि गरेर अनि स्पेसिफिकली हायर्ड एक्स गोर्खा सोल्जर्स क्या अनि त्यसको होल फ्यामिली नै राखेको छ क्या अनि त्यो चाहिँ मेरो मान्छे पढ्ने क्या अनि कुरा सुनेको मैले क्या
I heard this story from someone else.
अनि तिनीहरू राखेको कि अनि दे आर सो नाइस रे कि
यस्तोहरू कति छ नि त
क्रिसमसहरूमा पनि के यस्तो ब्रान्डेड सामान घडीहरू दिन्छ अरे के अहिले होल त्यसको होल डल्लै फ्यामिलीलाई नै घर दिएछ अरे क्या बस्न त्यो भन्नु
looking after the house अनि युज गर्ने त्यतिको ट्रस्ट छ भनेर देखाएको हो नि त नेपालीहरूमा आई मिन लाइक गोर्खाहरूमा नेपालीहरूमा अब लाइक इट्स नट जस्ट दैट कि अब
किक एसहरू स्न्याचहरू भन्ने फिल्म बनाएको इभन एक्समेन हेयर फर्स्ट क्लास हि इज लाइक बिग डाइरेक्टर अन्त कहिले कमै त घर आउँछ उनीहरू
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm
sure they live in US a lot of the
everything
time.
garden, mansion is on it. All I'm doing one night. This kid is not. It's still recording. Okay. Just say it. Good happen. The loyal is not.
अब like गोर्खाहरू कतै भने you know he said it just like गोर्खाको दिनमा भन्छ okay one the
यस्तो हुन्छ क्या है
होइन कहाँबाट स्टार्ट गर्ने भयो क्या अब गोर्खाहरू कति लाइक लोयल हुन्छ नि त अब त्यो चाहिँ हामीले इक्जाम्पलहरू नै we have seen a lot of example about that हैन स्टिल पनि नेपालीहरूलाई स्टिल हायर गरिरहेछ and
yes do you know who Claudia Schiffer is? Claudia Schiffer is a top British supermodel and his husband is a film producer director he had made such big films like Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and Go is one of British film ekdam prestige bhanum na euta ekdam loved and Snatch one ani Layer Cake and I guess people will know that Kick Ass the first Kick Ass and then X-Men First Class aru filmharu banako हैन and he actually specifically hired ex-Gurkha soldiers because उनीहरूको घरमा एकदम धेरै stalkers paparazzisहरू आएर so you can see you can get that idea that a lot of people just the British people यहाँ बस्नेहरू they actually do respect us हुन्छ नि
they do okay
and then
they do because like म पहिला उसमा काम गर्थेँ कि होटलमा काम गर्थेँ हैन गोर्खा के अरे उसमा उसको होटलमा काम गर्थेँ Landmark London भन्ने it's a 5-star hotel in Marylebone हैन a very big massive luxury hotel त्यहाँ काम गर्थेँ banqueting waiter and then like त्यति बेला चाहिँ एउटा उसको के I don't know एउटा who was the last female president of UK
Margaret
Prime
Thatcher
Minister yeah she was coming there for a banquet हैन अनि मलाई चाहिँ because I was one of the like अब experienced staff मलाई चाहिँ top 3 टेबल हुन्छ नि त top 3 टेबलमा चाहिँ top 1 मा चाहिँ अर्कोलाई दियो जुन चाहिँ मार्गरेट उसको हैन अनि top 2 मा चाहिँ त्यसको अब अरु मान्छेहरुको हुन्छ नि top 1 top 2 top 3 हुन्छ नि अब top 2 मा चाहिँ मलाई लुक आफ्टर गर्न दिएको थियो के I was looking after that table where like a lot of like politician एकदम high profile politicians हरु तिनीहरु थियो obviously I'm not very interested in politics so मलाई थाहा भएन हैन अनि I was looking after them and then त्यो मान्छेले he came to talk to me के white guy obviously and he said like
white guy obviously
where are you from भनेर भन्यो अनि I said like I'm from Nepal and he said like oh my god, you must be Gurkha. He said directly to me. Okay? And I said like, yeah, my dad is a Gurkha. He used to be ex-British Army. Oh my god. And he just called his like friend from his table. Okay? This young lady is his daughter of Gurkha. Oh, it's such a privilege to meet him. I was like, wow, I just feel like, so proud. Okay?
Because they're such high profile people and they're like,
they recognize. People ask me like about the chapati अब हुन्छ नि त धोतीहरु somewhere we they say like hey I'm from Thailand but they also मान्छेहरु मलाई हुन्छ नि अब like just to pick off or something like that and then if I say like no I'm from Nepal they say like where is that that kind of ignorance हुन्छ नि त तर अब that instant like such a high profile people they say like on this was any oh my god I'm sure Margaret would be very happy to meet you and all or Margaret was running late and she was sitting cam and then I was like okay
did you see Margaret Thatcher?
Yeah, I saw her in the speech, but I didn't speak to her.
You are one of the lucky people, man.
And, yeah, she was in the bank. A lot of politicians used to come there. I saw like Spain Prince go.
But then to meet Margaret Thatcher, I mean, she's.
I didn't meet her. I saw her.
Well, to see her, yeah, even to see her is like a lifetime opportunity.
And then two months it was like he was making such a अनि तीनजना जति बुढो बुढो गोराहरु के आएर हुन्छ नि यस्तो ह्यान्डसेक गरे मसँग oh my god it's nice to meet you your dad must be very proud of Gurkha यस्ता उता भने के and I'm like yeah I'm very proud of my dad as well त्यस्तो भन्यो नि त मैले and it just makes me appreciate once again के हाम्रो ड्याडहरुले हाम्रो हुन्छ नि like they made such a big effort like putting their life in risks
we really do have a good reputation everywhere we go.
Yeah, we got the huge privilege to come down to UK, which I really do appreciate, but then again UK is still not providing any of the things.
It's the government. It's the government. As far as I know, British people are really appreciative that we here, and then they're even like openly said that you know they should be given rights. That's our main one of the main priority and then I don't know why British government I'm sure is to do with पैसा.
I've met so many people के भन्छ नि गोर्खा भनेर चिन्ने के अहिले पनि अब I'm still in the hotel industry हैन अहिले पनि कति मान्छेहरु आउँछ अनि when I say like if they are British हुन्छ नि गोर्खाहरु ब्रिटिशहरु हो भने चाहिँ they know like I'm Gurkha and once I said like so you came alone once so then no I came with my dad and oh your dad must be a Gurkha then directly and I'm like yes he is into the Gurkha and then they just say like and then last time one of these lady customers she said like she was actually saying like oh yeah the Joanna is actually supporting you guys and I really do support as well. I don't understand why you guys still fighting for something against it and so like yeah we're still fighting for it. I don't know, the UK government is still not giving what we deserve. So the topic or like a lot of times it really hits me back like how much of अब कतिको चाहिँ एफोर्ट र कतिको उस राखेको थियो भनेर रिफ्लेक्सन भयो नि त. That's the main reason why people are still supporting us, okay? And if somebody is kind of like insult gare hane, I think we can proudly kind of talk back to them, okay?
Sorry.
Last time यस्तो के एकचोटी मेरो कोसँग पो आर्गुमेन्ट भएको थियो. Oh, one of the Indian girls, she was asking me like, "Ta kasari Nepal aaye? Ta kasari UK ma aayes re ke? How did he come to UK?"
Oh, yeah.
And I said like, "Well, my dad was British Army, that's fine." Well, that doesn't mean that his family can come to UK. And my dad and my
what? Who said that?
One of the Indian girl. I said like, we came with a pride over here, girl. Look at not to put them down or anything, but despite UK ko kati धेरै colonized countries haru cha ni ta हैन. Colonized countries haru ma most of the colonized countries haru चाहिँ उस पाउँछ के free access पाउँछ के UK आउनको लागि. भिजा चाहिन्न के. Like African countries haru, Caribbean countries haru, South American countries haru तिनीहरु हुन्छ नि भिजा चाहिदैन के UK आउनको लागि. तर India is an exception के. India लाई भिजा चाहिन्छ नि त UK आउनलाई. And I think we know the reason why, or maybe we don't, but yeah, what else was we gonna talk about? Okay, Guji. It's all.
We're gonna race again. Alright, we're gonna play.
Okay, we talked a lot about this topic, Gurkha's right, or Gurkha's living standard.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we can see the changes. Hopefully the government sees a better end. Like as I said, I still don't understand government. UK government, but I hope like they understand what they're doing is even more like making more, bringing in more miserable elderly people into the country, and then like economically even it's even more of a downfall and same goes for the like about UK is the whole country नै नराम्रो projects भयो नि त. Their reputation has been projected as wrong because they are not doing what they promised to do. अनि discriminated भनेर पनि question मा आउँछ. So hopefully soon as possible we will come into terms. Like हाम्रो बाजे बजेहरु चाहिँ यहाँ बसेर सफर गर्न नपरोस्. I hope they can हुन्छ नि नेपालमा नै peacefully बस्न पाओस्, because they deserve it. They work so hard for it, and yes. So we're gonna break.
We're gonna go break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about why the police are arresting students. Well, sorry. After the break, we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna talk about the police are arresting students
for going to cinema to watch a movie on their school dress. As ridiculous as it may sound, it's also something happened in our own country, Nepal. So do tune us back after the break. Which song we're gonna play for now?
We're gonna play.
Oh, the Lowry. We should put down because we are talking about Gurkha. Okay, I love this song. It's a song from Lowry, Mero Solta. I think that's what it is. Okay?
तिम्रै नाम छ उठाउँछु हात तर काम छ त्यही पनि मेरो सोल्टा तिमलाई हृदयदेखि सलाम छ छुमा आज सोल्टा तेरो वियोगमा सोचिरहेछु त पुगिसका खुमुखमा जानु छ.
Welcome back to the show, guys. This morning we talked about a lot of stuff. Coming from the headline about Anuradha Koirala, who received the award to the Gurkha living standard in UK.
And for a final segment, we're going to talk about the recent students' arrest for skipping school and then going to watch a movie.
Possibly.
So what happened was, Nepal's students they've been skipping school, right? They've been bunking school, and then they've been going to watch
movies. That's student job, okay? To
and then school. Going to movies. But however, unlike Aru this Dasto, people, Nepali police are going in there, and then they've been arresting them like criminals.
I mean, I think we need to change the job role of police, Nepalese police.
And here is what Nishal Bosnet is film director and actor, and he wrote on Facebook. He said, "Treating students like criminals cannot be justified. I wonder where were the police when students in uniform were being marched in rallies of different political parties. Watching a movie is not a crime. Watching a movie in college uniform is also not a crime. Avoiding school and going for a cinema is a discipline issue that the school should act on. Please educate students, not portray them as criminals. Arresting students just because they watched a movie in school uniform is unlawful." So basically he's saying, the way that police is treating these students are the same way they're treating them. They would have treated the criminals, whereas that this issue is really minor. तर आई तँलाई के लाग्छ
मलाई इच्छा नि छ नि अब लाइक just like what Nishchal Basnet said, I really do agree at some point, you know. के अरे मुभी हेर्नु डेफिनेटली इट्स नट अ क्राइम एन्ड स्कुल हो कि कलेज हो यो
I don't know actually, but it's just as students.
I think it's a school because college they should be allowed, I think.
Yes, anyways, go on.
Yeah, like अब like he said, like अब अरू कति धेरै क्राइम भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन जुनमा चाहिँ पुलिसहरूको अब एटेन्डेन्स इट्स फास्ट इज नेसेसरी हुँदाखेरि कोही पनि जाँदैन क्या त्यहाँ तर वेन लाइक समथिङ दिस काइन्ड अफ माइनर एक्टिभिटिज आर ह्यापनिङ लाइक एउटा क्राइम पनि होइन क्या यो स्कुल हुन्छ नि बच्चाहरू उसमा गएर स्कुल सिनेमा हेर्न गएकोमा दे सुडन्ट बी अफकोर्स दे सुड बी वार्न अबाउट इट लाइक हुन्छ नि तिमीहरूले यो उस गर्नु हुँदैन के अरे बङ्क गर्नु हुँदैन तिमीहरू पढ्न जानुपर्ने हो वाट आर यु डुइङ एट दिस टाइम अफ द डे वेन यु सुड बी एट स्कुल भनेर क्वेसन चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने तिनीहरूलाई उस गर्नुपर्ने टिचर स्कुलमा कन्ट्याक्ट गरेर दिस सुड बी लेफ्ट टु बी डेल्ट विथ स्कुल एन्ड देयर प्यारेन्ट्स के नट इनसाइड द जेल हुन्छ नि स्कुलमा अब उनीहरूको अब क्रिमिनल हिस्ट्रीमा रेकर्डेड भयो नि त त्यो यहाँ पो केही छैन अब उहाँ त केही छैन होला मेबी न तर स्टिल पनि एउटा इट कुड लिड अप टु अ ट्रोमेटिक एक्सपिरियन्स के बच्चाहरूको लागि आई थिङ्क इफ दे आर रियली स्कुल चिल्ड्रेन विच मिन्स दे आर प्रोबब्ली अन्डर 16 होइन
Why are the Nepal police not actually using their time to catch real criminals? Rather than students are they get traumatized gonna. And also I do feel like this is school go. I think school should be responsible for who's not attending. About the students are bong garehin right na school should be in charge. A lot of people are saying like cinema hall le nojanu dinu पर्ने हैन they are paying customers obviously cinema hall they don't give a f about it ni if they're bunking
that's
school
true, but then as a cinema is not run by like हुन्छ नि अब बच्चाहरू अथवा उसले रन गरेको हैन नि त cinema is run by proper adult हैन and as an adult they have a responsibility कि अब बच्चाहरू they don't stray off के and they should be rejecting ideally तर obviously हाम्रो नेपालमा I am sure it wouldn't happen हैन तर मेरो कन्सर्न चाहिँ rather than calling the अब like I don't know पुलिस कल गरेको कि पुलिस आफै त्यहाँ आएको थाहा भएन हैन तर पुलिसले चाहिँ rather than taking them to the jail like taking them to the prison and putting them behind the bars they should have taken a much better action such as contacting the parents or the school and asking them to discipline them or punish them accordingly. Children punishment should not be behind the bars okay no
yes. But hold on, why are people so making this a major issue? Like, I bunked school so many times. I'm sure everyone did. It's a common thing. It's
sure
what you do when you're in school.
did as well. I mean, as I said, that's the job of the children, bunking the school. But the fact is, like, about कसैको उसबाट चाहिँ पर्सपेक्टिभबाट चाहिँ it's kind of ungrateful to the people. अब हामी सबैलाई थाहा छ स्कुलमा स्कुल कति महँगो पर्छ नेपालमा भनेर हैन and then the children are bunking and then using the money to go to watch the movie. I'm sure every single child has bunked at least once in life. I never got the chance to bunk it. I actually got a sick call. I sick call, okay? I sick call. I just wouldn't go at all. Bunk भन्दा नि के bunk is like you live in the middle of the use नि त. That was quite a decent song. I think.
I bunked so many times. I was really a rebel child. I bunked school. Going to the cinema was really expensive. We didn't have that much money. What we do is, we would go to cyber in Hong Kong. Cyber was like really cheap and we would go there, we would spend all day on the internet and playing games. We would go to eat at restaurants, takeaways, or just park dane and no one would stop us. Even though there was school daytime no one would stop us. कसले पनि केही पनि भन्दैन थियो
That's the thing, होइन र अब like
but
uniformमा
like हङकङमा कतिहरू नेपाली छ नि त but when we see like नेपाली auntie uncleहरू we would get scared
exactly.
we would be like oh हाम्रो चिन्ने मान्छे हो they would call
हजुर.
and I'm sure there's been a lot of times that हामी भेटेको नि छ क्या but we would just lie about it होइन but yeah, it's a whole part of the school life, okay?
School
Because
life
you'll never
about
get this. You're mischievous, you know. When you get to a certain age, I'm college later, when you get to a certain age,
You can no longer do it. अब like अब काम बङ गर्नु मिल्दैन नि त
साउँदैन क्या त्यतिखेर हामी त मिस्चिभियसहरू हुनु होइन to be a rebel हुन्छ नि and then it's all part of
It's
school
all
life
part of the age. It's all
and we
part
need
of,
to like
people shouldn't be so like shouldn't make such a big deal out of it, okay? In the first place, the police shouldn't be making big deal out of it. Jenny, they were wrong at like arresting them for bunking a school and attending a cinema. Oh my god, that's the most stupid things I've ever heard. And secondly, the people shouldn't be overreacting as well, just because they bunked. They should be overreacting just as Nishal Basnet is doing for the police, because it's true, होइन र नेपालमा कति अब कति उसहरू क्राइमहरू भइरहेको छ and then they call the police, they come about like let's say 8 hours later, 5 hours later, after त्यो पुलिस चोरीले चोरेर नि भागी पनि सक्यो है, कहाँ पुगिसक्यो बल्ल आउँछ क्या पुलिस. So it just doesn't make sense, yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think, you know, यति साह्रो हाइटमा चाहिँ it had to be dealt that way, होइन. First of all, स्कुलको रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी हो, इट्स आमा बाउको रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी होइन, किनकि आमा बाउले वन्स बच्चाहरू स्कुल गएको इट्स बच्चाको स्कुलको रेस्पोन्सिबलमा हातमा दिएको छ होइन. सो त्यो हो. अनि I don't know why isn't even a big deal, okay, for your subjectमा, okay? They simply didn't want to go to school. They went to watch movies for a couple of hours. हुन्छ नि, if it happened almost every day हुन्छ नि.
फेरि के अब it's like अब उनीहरूले if they bunked the school होइन, अनि अब something केही क्राइम गरिरहेछ भने हुन्छ नि, अब let's say smoking गरिरहेछ अरे or something like हुन्छ नि, अब कसैलाई कुटिरहेछ अरे, someone is like हुन्छ नि, they're like beating someone, they're हुन्छ नि अब चोरिरहेछ, something along the lines, then I would kind of like understand like पुलिसहरूले के गरिरहेछ, but they're just watching a bloody movie. It's just like I just don't understand like why पुलिसले चाहिँ overreact गरे definitely.
So that's it from us today. We'll be back on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. only at Radio Rhino.
That night.
We'll be coming back with more new topics and issues that we will feature on. And last week we published on our Facebook saying that if you send us your music, if you make music or if you do music, if you send it to us, if you like it, we will play it on air for you and for our listeners. And one of our listeners has sent in his music and we actually love it. We've been playing it.
Yep.
And forgive me if I say his name wrong, but Detention featuring Yoda, and the song is Fresh Love. So enjoy that music.
And see you next week.
And tomorrow there's a repeat of our show from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Radio Rhino. So we'll see you on our next show. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Have a good day.